Welcome! In this video we are going to show you a Power BI report which contains both the monitoring data of SSIS and the framework itself. In the operations page we have detailed information about the operations carried out. A pie chart shows the count of operations by type. The heat map gives information at first sight about the predominant status in the operations. Finally, a bar chart shows the number of operations by date and status. All this information can be filtered by date, status, server name, machine name, or operation description. The Operations and Physical Memory tab shows the operations carried out along with the physical memory consumed by them. A heat map shows the top 5 operations that have consumed memory the most. A line chart compares the total physical memory with the amounts used by date. Finally, a gauge shows the least amount of memory available the last day. All this information can be filtered by both date and server name. The Executions tab gives valuable information about the executions performed. At the left-hand side, a bar chart relates the execution to their durations by date. And finally, another bar chart represents the number of executions throughout the days. All this information can be filtered by both date and server name. The Component Phases tab shows the component which took the longest to be executed. The heat map points out the top 10 components which took the longest. And the bar chart shows the different execution phases by their elapsed time in descending order. All this information can be filtered by date. In the Execution Component Phases tab, we can find a horizontal bar chart relating the phases stats ID by task in descending order. Another horizontal bar chart shows the count of phases stats IDs by phase. Finally, a heat map indicates the top 3 subcomponents by the count of phase stats ID. All this information can be filtered by both date and server name. The aim of the Lookups tab is to identify the costly lookups in terms of time and bytes. A bar chart shows the sum of the process time by task in descending order. Another bar chart represents the top 3 catched rows by task. The last bar chart shows the top 3 catched rows by task. Finally, a pie chart shows the count of the different lookups carried out. In the log SSIS execution page, we can find more information about the executions. A bar chart shows the execution duration by date. Finally, a table lists all the executions carried out with a lot of details, such as phase, table name, load pattern ID, start date, end date, and their durations in seconds as well as in minutes. In the log SSIS duration page, we've got a horizontal bar chart that shows the average time in seconds by table name and phase. All this information can be filtered by date, execution type, as well as phase. In the log SSIS Gantt page, we can figure out which packages have been orchestrated by which orchestrator as well as their durations. All this information can be filtered by date, execution ID, and phase. The last page is a tests page. In this one, we can monitor the tests we've made throughout the synchronization process. A bar chart gives us information about the test execution by date and their results. A pie chart shows the tests by result. The total amount of tests by their result is also shown on the top right-hand corner. Finally, a table lists all the tests carried out so far. All this information can be filtered by date.